Hello everyone and welcome to my next video. Here we're looking at lesson 1-2 on page 8 and we are going to do number 4. So just a heads up on the left here, they kind of give you a rundown of some of the things we learned. That acute angles are between 0 and 90, right angles are 90 degrees, and purple obtuse are between 90 and 180, and in orange, straight angles are 180 degrees. So just a little recap. If you forget that stuff, it's there if you need it. All right, so what they want us to do here is they want us to kind of fill out this chart naming angles that meet the requirements here on the left, like acute, obtuse, and so forth. So let's do this first diagram or a picture of angles, and that's going to happen in this first column. So acute angles. In this case, acute angles are going to be any that are in between 0 and 90. So here it looks like angle 8 and angle 9 are going to be acute angles because they're definitely going to be less than 90. And then obtuse angles are going to be 7 and 10 because they look like they're bigger than 90. Right, so that's going to be that. Angles with the same measure. So vertical angles are something that are across from each other when you have two intersecting lines. Here we have one line intersecting another line. So the angles that are across from each other are going to be the same. So 10 and 7 are the same as are 8 and 9. Okay, so those are going to be angles with the same measure. Supplementary angles are going to be angles that make 180 degrees. So any angles that make up a straight line, here 7 and 8 make up a straight line. 7 and 9 are going to make up a straight line. So both of those make 180 degrees, so they'll be supplementary. And also 10 can be combined with angles to make supplementary angles. That could be combined with 8. Those two make a straight line or 180 degrees for supplementary angles, and also 10 can be combined with 9 to make 180 degrees. Right? They also make a straight line. So you have the list of them down here: 8. Right? 9 and 7, 9 and 10, 8 and 7, 8 and 10. And so any combo of those, that should make sense because 8 and 9 are the same. So if 8 can be paired with 7, so can 9. If 8 can be paired with 10, so can 9. Complementary are angles that add up to 90 degrees, and there are none here. No two angles in this first diagram are going to add up to 90 degrees. All right, so let's take a look at the next diagram, acute angles. Acute angles are any angles, again, that are between 0 and 90. So let's take a look. We got CBD, which is going to be this angle right here. We can see that's clearly less than 90 degrees. We have EBD, so that's going to be this angle here, is clearly less than 90 degrees and more than 0. ABF, and this is going to be another one that is acute, and that's it. There's no other angles here that would be less than 90 degrees. So those are 3 acute angles in this diagram. Obtuse angles are going to be angles that are bigger than 90 but less than 180. So FBE, this is clearly an obtuse angle. We have ACD. So that should actually be ABD. Sorry about that. ABD. Right, and that's going to be this angle right here. It's made up of 2 angles, that is correct, but I mean, in the end, it's still just an angle, right? You can ignore this ray right here, pretend it doesn't exist, and that's going to give you the obtuse angle ABD. And then the last one here is FBC. So that would be this angle right here. And again, obtuse angles can be made up of more than one angle. Any angle can be made up of more than one angle. In the end, it's its own angle. It looks like it's more than one just because of the way the picture is drawn, but that's just not the case, right? That is one specific angle. So that looks like all the obtuse angles. I'm not seeing anything else that would make obtuse. Now, angles with the same measure. The 2 I have highlighted right now, ABD and FBE, right, that's going to be a pair of angles that are the same because they're vertical angles. Right, we have two intersecting lines. Here's one of those lines. Here's the other line. Those two intersecting lines create angles that are opposite of each other that are going to be the same or congruent. So there you go. Those two are one of them that I had highlighted down there. And the other pair of vertical angles here would be ABF and DBE. We know they're going to be the same. So ABF and DBE is down there. I mean, those are going to be the same. We also have two right angles that are going to be the same. We have ABC is a right angle, and so is CBE. Those are two right angles that are going to be the same. We have those there. And then the last one would be straight angles. Right? Straight angles are also the same. Here's one straight angle, which would be this angle here, which is FBD. So we can see that one here. And the other one would be another 180-degree angle, another straight angle, ABE, which is like this big angle here. So both of those would also be the same. So that's four different pairs of congruent or angles that are the same measure, right? That's what congruent means. Okay. Supplementary are two angles that add to 180. So let's take a look at what we got here. FBE and DBE. So we have FBE is here. DBE is there. Those two angles make a straight line, which is 180 degrees. So that's going to be a pair of supplementary. We have ABF and FBE. These two, again, are going to make a straight line here, a straight angle, 180 degrees. So they will be supplementary. ABF, and I'm just going through the list down here in the right colors, color coding. And ABD, again, here we are with a straight angle. Right? FBD is that straight angle, and they make up that straight angle, which is 180 degrees, so that makes them supplementary. And then the last one is ABD, which is right here, and DBE, which is right there. Those two also make up 180 degrees, which makes up a straight angle, which will be supplementary. All right, and then complementary. In this case, there are two. Complementary, we can add this guy here, CBD, and DBE. Those are going to be one pair of angles that make up 90 degrees, so that makes them complementary. But we need to remember that DBE is also congruent to ABF. So those two are also the same. So I can pair either one of those two red angles with the blue angle to make 90 degrees. All right, so in this case, ABF and CBD are also going to be two angles that could potentially add, or do add 100%, definitely add to 90 degrees. Okay? If you have any questions about this, just reach out to me and let me know.